So this, we just started saying last week, Sunday night, we began to start saying VeSein Talamat Beracha in the Beracha Baruch Aleinu. In Shemona Esrei as well, Shemini Atzeres, we started saying Mashiv Geshem. So I want to take a look at the dinim about why we say each of these specific times, and also as to what happens if one forgets, and what should one do.
You know, Sfarim has much longer saying by Baruch Aleinu and Baruch.
Yeah?
Oh, you never saw it? Where we said Baruch Aleinu now for the winter, like from here to here.
Really? And Chazal Hashatz also, the Chazal saying?
Yeah. Baruch Aleinu.
You have a siddur here?
You have a different nutsach?
Yeah, I see. Maybe I had a siddur.
Very interesting.
It's really long.
You know, they say that VeSein, they say a joke that the difference between VeSein Beracha and VeSein Talamata Beracha is a two-word difference. So you have the words that saying Talamata, that Hashem should give us the dew and the rain, the winter. Now they you know, the German Jews that come from German background called Yekes.
When did we start saying the same Talamata?
Last week we started to say.
We started?
Yeah, Sunday night. So just recent. So the German Jews are called Yekes. So the Yekes are known to be very timely. You know, how German people are very timely. They're very timely, very exact with their time. This is an old joke. They say that the day before the tefillah, going out to daven, the Ma'ariv, when we're going to have to start adding the saying Talamata, the extra two words in davening. So the Yekka turns to his wife, he says, I'm going to be home a little late today. We're going to be starting to say the saying Talamata Beracha. Now they're so exact with time, so even if you're going to be saying extra two words, it'll be a little late. Let's take a look at the Shulchan Aruch. Page Shin Chav Zayin. Found it?
Mm-hmm. This is for the summer, this is for the winter. Much longer. You said only one word, but 10 Talamata, and that's it.
Way longer.
Sfaradim, they said much longer, Baruchenu and Baruch Aleinu.
Now the joke of the Yaki would make sense.
See, it's very long.
They're making up for the shorter, the other one, the shorter.
We make it up for you. You guys make it short, so we have to do for you.
Beautiful tefillah.
Beautiful. Baruchenu Hashem Elokeinu b'chol ma'aseh yadenu.
You say that
Barech et shnotenu. You know, it's very...
The week after we got to the yard.
We start now. We start...
Yeah, last week.
Mashiv HoRuach, and we said,
Yeah.
it's a nice tefillah.
Yeah, very nice. Let's turn to page Shin Chav Zayin. Shin Chav Zayin.
Shin Chav Zayin.
Now, Din Haskarat HoRuach VeGeshem V'Tal. The mentioning of wind, rain, and dew in Shemona Esrei. The Bracha Shniya, the second Bracha of Shemona Esrei, which starts with Ata Gibor and finishes with Baruch Ata Hashem V'Chai HaMeseh. Eine Pesach has a Baruch. Does not open up with a Baruch. The first Bracha in Shemona Esrei starts off with Baruch Ata Hashem, and the Siyum is also Baruch Ata Hashem Magen Avram. The second one does not start off with the Baruch Ata Hashem, only the ending. And so it is with all the rest of the Bracha of Shemona Esrei. Only have an ending Baruch Ata Hashem and a beginning. Why not? Because the second Bracha is placed, is in order, it's next to the first bracha. Anytime you have two brachas next to each other, the first bracha, the beginning of the first bracha covers you for the second bracha. So you don't need to say another Baruch Ata Hashem for the beginning of the second bracha. L'chein kol brachas acheris, all other brachas, not only during Shemini Esrei, hein smuches zu lezu. Any brachas which are next to each other, l'chein hein choises mebarach, they conclude with a barach, ve'ein pois barach. Another example is in the morning, we say Moidani, and then we say Asher Yatzar in davening, and after Shiyatzar we say, after we wash our hands, Til Sidayim. So after our hands are clean, now we can say Asher Yatzar, we went to the bathroom before, and we say L'kai Neshama Shenasatabi. L'kai Neshama does not start with a baruch, but it finishes with a baruch. Baruch Hashem Amachs and Neshamas L'gar Mason. Right? So L'kai Neshama doesn't start with a baruch because it's right next to a bracha previous to it, which already started with a baruch, Asher Yatzar. That's the klal in brachas.
מסיים בברוך ולא פותח בברוך.
The only one that's different is, let's say Havdalah. Havdalah, for example, we say Havdalah, we say Bar Priagafim, then we say Bar Yemine Psamim, we say Bar Eish, and then we say Hamavdil. The bracha of Havdalah, we actually start with a baruch, and we finish with a baruch. Say Baruch Hashem Ekel Malchal, Ma'avdim Mekeresh L'Chayr, B'nai L'Chayshach. So why do we start with a baruch? Seemingly it's also next to these other brachas, but preceding to it. It's bracha smucha l'chaverta, so we shouldn't begin with a baruch. The answer is really, barachas of ba'ayra ha'esh and besamim don't have to be done on the cup, on the becher. You could say it earlier or later than Havdalah. Chacham said we should do it together. But reality is, you could say Bar Eish if you didn't have fire when you made up the. You could say it later individually. So not intrinsically this is its place. So therefore, it doesn't have the status of a bracha smucha l'chaverta. It's only that bracha, that's its place always. Bar Besamim, you didn't have besamim, you do it later, you do it earlier. However, Chazal said l'chatchila you should do it all on the kois together. Okay, that was just a introduction. One begins to recite, to mention rain in the second bracha when? The Tfilas Musaf Shmini Atzaris. In the Musaf davening of Shmini Atzaris, we daven Tfilas Geshem. The Ein Poiskin at Tfilas Musaf Shiyad Ishal Pesach. We say it throughout the whole winter. This is not talking about VeSein Talamata. We're talking about Mashiv Rocha Geshem that we say in the second bracha on Shemini Esrei. You say it until Musaf of the first day of Pesach. Musaf, the first day of Pesach, you start saying, you stop mentioning rain, you start saying Meir Hatal. V'haskara zu, he reads the Shaila. There are two things. There's something called Haskara and the Shaila. Mash Baruch HaMeir Geshem, we're not actually asking Hashem to bring rain. We're mentioning Hashem's power in rain. He blows the wind, Mash HoRuach, Meir Geshem brings the rain. We're praising Him. We don't yet ask Him for rain. Asking for rain we did last week. We're saying Talamata, please give rain and dew. So this is called, what we say in Mash HoRuach Geshem is called Haskara. We say in Baruch Aleinu, the bracha Birchas Hashanim is called She'ela. Haskara zu, he reads to She'ela. Terem she'yishal Hashem b'inasam, kshegiya zman ha'She'ela, miratzin lefana baskaras g'voreis ha'shmei Hashem. Before you ask someone for something, you first praise him. You don't right away just ask. Say, wow, you're so good at that. So we speak to Hashem, we first start telling Hashem, wow, you're Mashiv HaGeshem. That's where we begin to get things ready.
Mm-hmm. And
then we'll ask what we want to ask for. Now, why is it specifically in this bracha Mechaya HaMesim? Why this bracha Shemini Esrei is the place to say this mentioning of Hashem's praises and rain? V'kava haskara zu b'birchas Mechaya HaMesim v'sha'kshamim him shkulim k'tchiyas HaMesim. Rain, the power of rain is compared to the power of resurrection of the dead. Just like people, once the dead will be resurrected, they will live forever. So too, rain never stops. Rain is something that exists forever. So therefore, we put it in that bracha because there's some connection to that bracha. Now, he goes on saying the reality is, Sukkot is a Yom Tif where we're asking Hashem for rain. The whole Sukkot, the concept of really the deeper meaning behind the Dal and Minim, deeper meaning, the simple meaning. Behind the Dal and Minim, we're taking certain plants. And we're saying, Hashem, look, the plants need rain. We're asking Hashem to please give us rain. We take certain plants, and we also pour, when there was a Beis HaMikdash, they used to pour on the Mizbeach water, Nisuch HaMayim.
Sure.
So the whole year was just Nisuch HaYayin, pouring the wine. Now they would not only pour wine, they pour water, all to beseech Hashem that we need rain, we need water for the year. So seemingly we should already ask for rain. We should start mentioning Haskara for rain already from the first day of Sukkot. Why do we push it off till after Sukkot is finished, till Shmini Atzeres? Hayim min hadin, it would have been appropriate lahaskir l'ratzis l'fanav miyon tevarishin shel chag shebechag nidayin amayim, because on Sukkot we're judged for how much water we're going to have this year. Alalafish akshamim simun klola b'chsahag Sukkot. Rain on Sukkot is not a good sign. Shiaf shaleisha b'sukkah b'shas aksham ageshin. You can't sit in the sukkah. It's hard to sit in the sukkah when it rains. So therefore, ein maskinim hageshem ad avoyer zayin yemeishi b'sukkah. Wait till after the 7 days the sukkahs go by, and then we mention on Shmini Atzeres. So even though we're judged for rain on Sukkot, but we don't want to actually ourselves mention rain now. We're being judged for it, but we're going to actually mention it 7 days later.
Is there any machlochus on that? That it's a simon klala to have geshem b'sugas?
I have
But
to
I
take a
heard
look. I remember the
some
beginning
thought
of
it was a good
Tainus.
thing.
Maybe there is an opinion that says you should mention the first day of Sukkot. I have to remember. Take a look after davening, after Shir. Take a look at the Gemara. See if it's the opinion. When we hold, that's the halacha that it's a siman klala. Halachically speaking. In the Talmud, it could be there's different opinions. In halacha, this is accepted, consensus. The Gemara actually says that one is potter from sitting in the sukkah when it rains because
Tsar.
it's uncomfortable. The Gemara actually says that someone who sits in the sukkah when it rains, he's called a hedit, he's called a simpleton.
Mm-hmm.
The Gemara gives an example. The Mishnah, the Gemara says that it's a mashal for a king who his servant comes to bring him a cup of water, and he takes the cup of water and he pours it back on him, and he says, I don't want your service, I'm not interested in your service. So we're coming into the sukkah, it's in the sukkah, and it's only rains. Hashem is telling us he doesn't want our service, he's not happy with us, he doesn't want us to come and serve him in the sukkah. It's not a good sign. But it says by the Baal Shem Tov and his Talmidim, they didn't leave the sukkah even if it rained. They said, we still want to serve Hashem. Hashem tells us he doesn't want us, but we're not going to leave him. We don't want to go away. It was a Hasidic outlook. We don't want to go away from him. Hashem is upset with us, but we're saying Hashem, we love him anyways, we want to stay, we don't want to go away.
You can say the saying Hashem tried. He's trying us. He gave rain and he wanted to see if they're still sitting in the sukkah.
It says that the Gemara says there was a big Tana. There was a Tana named Elisha ben Avuya.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Acher.
Acher. He was called Acher. He went off the path. He was a Talmud Chacham. And Reb Meir, one time, Reb Meir was a Talmud of his, learned by him.
No, Meir was his
Talmud.
Talmud, yeah, Talmud.
Reb Meir, student of
Mm-hmm.
Elisha ben Avuya,
With the
who was
horse.
called Acher. So one time on Shabbos, he was studying. Elisha ben Avuya was riding on the horse, and Reb Meir was next to him,
Walking with him.
walking, and he was teaching him Torah, and he was being Mechal Shabbos. Anyways, but it came to
Tchum.
the Tchum Shabbos, where how far you're allowed to go outside the city. So Elisha ben Avuya was keeping the calculations. That's exactly where's the Tolum Shabbos. When it came to the Tolum Shabbos, he told the mayor, Chazer Bach, you should go back to the city. I'm gonna keep on going. So the mayor said to him, you also should go back. So he said, for me it's too late. I already heard from Shemayim, I heard a baskoil, I heard a voice from Shemayim that says, the Navi says, Shuvu Vanim Shivavim. Hashem said, my sons, my playful sons that have gone astray, Shuvu, that let them come back to me. I mean, Hashem calls out for even those that have forgotten about Him and have messed up, Shuvu Vanim, come my sons, come back to me. But the Baskol said, Chutz me'acher, besides for Acher I don't want back. So therefore Acher felt that he has no hope, so he continued. And Acher said that since I'm not going to get Olam Haba anyways, so therefore I might as well have Olam Hazeh. I might as well have this world. I'm not going to get the next world. So Hasidim used to say, if Acher would have been a Chassid, he would have said, if I can't get that world, at least I shouldn't have this world.
Mm-hmm.
At least I shouldn't have this world.
But the question...
So at least I won't have this world. So at least I can't be in Hashem's mechitza. At least I won't have something else. I won't have something else in my life. So I won't be in Olam Hazeh.
I have a question on this story. He went off the derech. He was do everything, all the averos and everything. He still got batko. How it's possible? Yes, before that.
Obviously, a special neshama. It says that even then, that itself, Acher was a mistaken.
With what?
Even that he was mistaken in.
When did he take the name of
That was mistaken in the fact that he thought that was all a test. It's all a test to challenge him, to make it to see if he's going to really come back to Hashem or not. Hashem told him, he should have been that. No, I ask Hashem for hope, and Hashem will give him hope. There's always hope. Even when it says that someone who does an Aveira, and during the time he does the Aveira, he says, he thinks that I'm going to do the Aveira, but I'm planning on doing Tshuva. So he has a whole thing, I know I'm doing the Aveira, but of course I can do Tshuva. So next day I'll do Tshuva on it. So is it help or not? We're talking about someone who is going to really do Tshuva the next day. But right now he's really doing the Aveira. The next day he's going to cry his heart out and he's going to do Tshuva. So it says in Gemara, Eima speaking,
be'adu.
Ha'omer echta va'ashav. Someone says, I'm going to sin, I'm going to return. Eima speaking biyadei lasas Tshuva. We don't... So in Tanya, the Alter Rebbe explains, that means not to do that he can't do Tshuva. Eima speaking biyadei. He's not aided. Malmayel and Shemayim, if someone tries to tshuva, harates bol tahir, someone who comes to purify himself, VeSein, they say he gets aid from such a person. Not going to get aid from Shemayim. He's not going to be helped. But if he's going to push himself through, he's going to get tshuva. Ein lecha davar ha'oimed shnei tshuva.
He asked question why they call him Acher, because after he went off the derech, they mention him in the Gemara a lot, but they don't want to mention his name. Say Acher. So every
others
Acher,
say, others.
If the Bakol said Acher, how does he know he's talking about Acher, not just saying...
He was called Acher then.
That's his name was after...
No, it could be the Baskol itself said his name.
Okay.
The Gemara... Actually,
it just said the Acher, maybe it's not talking about, maybe it's talking about...
Yeah, it was probably the Baskol said his name, but the Gemara didn't want to use his name. The Gemara said Acher. The Maisa is... Sometimes it says, like the Gemara says, where Meir said this, and Acherim, others say differently. Who are the others? I'm saying the Gemara meant Elisha ben Avuya sometimes. There actually is a nice Rabbi Soloveitchik from Yeshiva University. He was a good, he knew how to do good drush. Darshan. It's not pshat, but a good drush. Darshan. So he said a pshat once. The same Gemara we have in the Bavli, we have in the Yishalmi. Yishalmi says that the Baskol said, Shuva Banim Shivam Chutz, not from Acher. It said his name, Elisha ben Avuya. What's the difference, he says? What's the difference in that version and this version? Furthermore, he says, we find in the Bavli, it's, in Bavli, in Yerushalmi, one of the places it says that he ended up doing Shuv in the ending. There's one of the Gemaras. I have to remember about Yerushalmi. My mice was he had a Torah like this, and I'm going to tell you part of it because I don't remember the other part. His drasha was like this. He said, the halacha is Bavli Yerushalmi was an argument between the Bavli and Yerushalmi. The halacha goes like the Bavli, Talmud Bavli. Yerushalmi said, the Baskel said, Chutz me Elisha ben Avoya. Elisha ben Avoya doesn't have any chance. According to the Yerushalmi, Elisha ben Avoya didn't have any chance. So he knew there's no chance. That's when the Bavli, the Yerushalmi says he went off. He didn't come back. On the other hand, in the Yerushalmi, in the Bavli, it says Chutz me Acher. Acher doesn't have a chance. The one who made himself an Acher into an other doesn't have a chance. But if he'll come back to himself, be Elisha ben Avoya the way he's supposed to be, have a chance. So the mistake of Acher was that he didn't realize that it's only Acher. Acher doesn't have a chance. Elisha ben Avoya has a lot of chances in life.
And you know why? How we become getting off from the derech? They said what he was a baby, his mother used to bring him to Bet HaMidrash to learn. But she didn't bring him L'Shem Shamayim. She brought him because she wants him to be with honor. Later on in life, everybody would honor him. So she didn't do it L'Shem Shamayim. That's I read it. So
it's in one of the books that I have.
Yeah, so this is why you got.
The Gemara B'chlal says that the Rishonim discuss how could it be that a mayor learned by Acher. He stayed even after Acher he went off the derech. He still continued to learn by him Torah. How could it be? The halacha is you're not allowed to learn by a rebbe. It doesn't act appropriately, because Torah only comes. Torah is a package. You can't say, the Galach, the priest, he also speaks about the parasha. So let me go hear what he says. And maybe he has a good vart on the parasha, but we don't hear Torah. Torah we have to hear from people that are Yirei Shemayim, God fearing, because we are affected by the people that we hear from, and so.
Moshe has a share about that. Someone wrote a book, a lot on being turned sour.
So Maisa, Toys explained that Rameir was an exception to the rule. You can't copy Rameir. Rameir had the ability to take the fruit and throw out the shell. He was able to take the good from Acher and the negative aspects of Acher, he was able to separate it. The regular people can't do that. So he would say, he was able to throw away the shell, the outer layer, the peel, and he ate the fruit, the good of what he had. But a regular person we don't have that power to separate between them. We are affected by people that want to become very connected to someone and become a student to someone who doesn't act appropriately, so it's going to eventually have an effect. So we have to only learn by appropriate teachers.
But you see, even Elisha ben Avuya, when he was sitting on the horse, and he told of Meir, Tchum Shabbat, he still has respect for him. You couldn't let him go, continue, and be Mechalel Shabbos. But he told him, stop, Ad Kan.
Gave him a Heftechacha.
Yeah, so that's it's showing that it still is in him, Hiroi Tshuva,
Yeah. You say Aristotle, was a big philosopher, and he all talked about morals and taught the students. But they sometimes caught Aristotle in a place that he shouldn't have been. He was in a sinful place. So they said, the students said to him, what's going on over here? He said, this is not Aristotle. It's not Aristotle.
It's somebody else.
Albert Einstein also said that if he had to relive his life, he'd be religious.
Okay, back to the dinner over here. Our Skaras Geshem. So, now that we know we don't mention on Sukkot because it's a Sivin Kol B'Chag. But how come we don't start right away by the Ma'ariv of Shmini Atzeres? As soon as Sukkot is over, that night we should start. Why do we wait till Musaf? We skip Ma'ariv and Shachris from starting saying Mashiv Baruch Meir Geshem. V'roi hoya lahaski miyad b'lel yontif ha'achrin. It's appropriate really to start by Ma'ariv. Lefisha b'tfilos arvis ein kol am beis hakneses. Not everyone's in shul by Ma'ariv. More people come to shul by day. Nimsa zeh maskiv v'zein maskiv. Some people are going to be staying home, and they're going to be davening Ma'ariv at home. And especially those days, the shuls were in the fields outside the city. So some people are going to stay home.
They're afraid to
They
walk.
came home late from work, and they're going to stay home, daven home. They're not going to know to start Mashiv because they didn't hear the Gabbai reminding everyone. They didn't have the alerts and the messages and everything. And some are going to start saying, some are not going to start saying. Chazal wanted we should all start saying at the same time. But you also Agudas Agudas. There's going to be groups like this and groups like this. Okay, so we don't start Ma'ariv. How about starting Shachris? The new paragraph. Lama eina maskirin emaskim b'Shachris. She'asa lahaski hageshem liyachiz hashliach tzibur. Ayashamish b'kol ram meira hageshem kedem atfilah. The halacha is you cannot start saying Mashiv Baruch until the Gabbai announces, or the Chaz announces things and says Mashiv Baruch meira hageshem. But the halacha is you're not allowed to talk Shemona Esrei Shachris after Gal Yisrael, between Gal Yisrael and Shemona Esrei, you're not allowed to talk. So you're not able to announce. B'Shachris he efshel lahachriz mipnei shetzarich lismeich geula l'tfilah. Shachris you can't be machris because you have to put the Gal Yisrael next to Shemona Esrei.
But today they knock. They knock like a Leviabo and everything. You know something different. You don't say it.
A good question. Even some, it's easier remembering Rish Chodesh. You know today's special is Rish Chodesh. But this to remember that, why is he banging? Maybe he's banging because he has to daven Shemona Esrei, Yonta Shemona Esrei. You know, it's not clear. It's a new thing. Even someone who's not feeling well, or he's a oinus, he can't come to shul. Which he's allowed to daven earlier, before the minyan, even if he's in the shul. There's a halacha, you're not allowed to start davening before the chazan. Shemona Esrei. Shemona Esrei, you have to wait till the chazan to start. You're not supposed to start earlier. But if you're some reason you're in a pressure, you need to go somewhere, or you're not feeling well, so you want to daven earlier, even in shul, you're allowed to. But not in Shmini Atzeres. Also, the hakim tefillah smulshman itself tefillah sibra tefillah vesa, even in your house, even if you're davening at home, you should time your davening after they start davening musaf, when or after they start davening musaf in shul, because also the has geshem shechiz v'tzibur. The starting of Mashiv Baruch Meir Geshem starts with the tzibur. When the chazan, when the gabbai bait on the tables of Mashiv Baruch Meir Geshem, then we all start. Now, what happens if someone came later to shul and he didn't hear the hachraza, he didn't hear the announcement? You don't have to hear the announcement. As long as we know that they started to mention Mashiach Geshem, so you do it. Abel Yedeya, if he knows Shechriz b'tzibur, afapi shehulei shama maskir. Even though you yourself didn't hear, you still mention. When we times that, because of this reason, Abala Beis HaKnesses, someone who came to shul, and he sees that they already started Musaf, Hatzibur Schil Spalel, he spalel v'yasker. He should daven and he should mention. Afapi shehulei shama kishechrizu. Now what happens if Hadar b'Makom Shei Minyan, someone lives in a city, in a place where there's no minyan? Yamtin and Zman Shem Espalim begins. Wait until the time the people daven in.
This is for shluchim.
Right. So if a shliach doesn't have a minyan, or someone that happens to be in a certain place for whatever it is, and he'll wait. He knows minyanim generally daven this time, and this is at this time they're already davening musaf. So at that time, you'll daven musaf, and then you'll add in Mashiv Baruch Meir Geshem. So you'll do it together with the tzibur.
Meaning minyan from another city.
Yeah. Guess the closest minyan.
And what happens in these times when there's it's in the summertime
there's only like a little bit of night.
Yeah, okay.
Nothing changes in that season anyway, right?
No, they also have winter and summer. They have winter and summer. They have a real winter and they have a real...
No, I'm saying by the time Tishrei comes around, it's already finished. They don't have such long intervals.
It's starting to winter now. They have a long winter. 6 months.
No, I'm saying, but until when they sing Mashiv HoRuach Geshem.
Shmini Atzeres you start saying.
Right.
Like everyone else, no changes. Now, v'chein le'inyan hafsaka. The same thing is when it comes to hafsaka, when we stop mentioning being masker. Mashiv HoRuach Geshem. Ein poiskim ilahasker sif beis page shin chav ches. Tapa page shin chav ches. Chein ling and hafsaka in poiskim ilahasker at shemach chrizim beis haknes amedatov. Just like we start saying Mashiv HoRuach with the call, with the community, we also stop saying it together. When they mention in shul Meir Hatol, when you hear the announcement in the shul Meir Hatol, Koyin Tfilas Musaf Yontav Rishon Pesach, before Musaf of the first day of Pesach.
If he wasn't in shul and his friend told him, you know, today we're going to say Moed Atar, he didn't hear it with the tzibur.
He can't daven before they daven.
Not daven. I'm not talking daven. I'm saying he did not hear in shul that they're saying today Moed Atar or Mashiv HoRuach.
Right.
He wasn't in shul.
Right.
But he met his friend outside. He said, you know, today
right.
you're going to say it.
Okay. But he has to. Right. But he has to still daven
with the tzibur. Yeah, of course.
He has to daven after that time. Sure. He could be no one told him. He just knows because on the calendar he looked or whatever. He has a reminder somehow that he knows that now is the time he's supposed to say. He remembers every year he's supposed to do it now, but he still cannot start until the tzibur starts, and you also don't finish until the tzibur finishes. But now, some places don't, some kehilas don't say Meir Hatol. Svardim don't say Meir Hatol? Yeah?
Of course.
I think maybe Ashkenaz doesn't, but some kehilas do not say Meir Hatol. Ashkenaz does say Meir Hatol? They don't.
That's for the kites, that's for the...
Right, but Ashkenazim, I was a mistake. I remember there's certain kehilas, those Ashkenazim do not say Meir Hatol in the summer. They just don't say anything. Mashiv HoRuach Geshem in the winter. In the summer they don't say anything. Our minig is that we substitute it with Meir Hatol. So when are we mafsik? In the Makoimis, Shenoyegin Loimer Meir Hatol, those places where the minig is to say Meir Hatol, b'makim instead of Meir HaGeshem, Yemaisach in the summertime. That's when you stop saying Mashiv HoRuach. Shachraz Hatal, the announcement of Tal, Simen Hulahem, it's a sign, Lafsakas Haskaras HaGeshem, to stop saying Mashiv HoRuach, Meir HaGeshem. Koidem Achrazazu, before this Achraza, Ein Hatzibur Mafsikim Alahaska HaGeshem. The tzibur does not stop saying Geshem. Kedei shaliyeh davar ma'urev beineim. She said masker, v'zeh ina mask v'yeh good salu. The same issue we had in the beginning, the same in the ending. We don't want to have different groups, different times finishing. So we all do it at the same time. However, over here there's one thing which is different. Hayachid, this is different than we start saying. A yachid, a private individual, shemispal beinin lamanatz, is davening by himself. Mashoy lahaska tal b'makim hageshem. He can mention tal instead of geshem. He does not need to wait to hear the announcement. Medina Seilu, these countries. The countries of Ashkenaz where the Alter Rebbe lived in Europe, the minig was they did not mention Tal. during the summertime instead of rain. Ve'ein echraz tal simin klal of sakis haskaras geshem. There is no announcement of tal to be a sign when to stop Meshach Geshem, because they don't say Meir Hatal in our countries. So then, when are you going to stop saying Mashiv HoRuach? There's no announcement for Meir Hatal. So you stop by Mincha. Sheshamu kvar mishliach tzibur shepasu tilas musaf. Since the shliach, the chazan by musaf, you daven musaf Shemona Esrei on the first day of Pesach, you mention still Mashiv HoRuach Meir HaGeshem. However, when the chazan gets up to say Chazaras Hashatz, you're going to hear, the people are going to hear, hey, he's not mentioning Meir Hatal. Mashiv HoRuach Meir HaGeshem. They don't, in those countries, they didn't substitute with Meir Hatal. They just didn't say anything. So the whole tzibur hears, oh, he left out this part. So now that's the sign. Now we know that the whole kehila, we stop saying Mashiv HoRuach Meir HaGeshem. So the next tefillah mincha, the next quiet Shemona Esrei mincha, everyone will have already stopped saying. But however, those who have the custom, like we do, that we actually say Meir Hatal instead, so then there's an announcement before Musaf, which announces that we have to start saying Meir Hatal, and that is the sign that we should stop saying Mashiv HoRuach. But if you're not going to substitute anything with Meir Hatal, so no one's making any announcement that you have to say Meir Hatal because they don't say Meir Hatal, so then you wait to hear the Chazan skipping it out during the Chazaras Hashatz of Musaf, and you will start leaving it out from Shemona Esrei during Mincha of first day of Pesach. Now, Ava Batfilas Musaf Kol Hakol Magam Asher Tzim Maskina Geshem Tils Lachash. One of those places where they don't say, we spoke this out loud, they don't say Meir Hatal, and during Shemona Esrei, the quiet Shemona Esrei, Tils Lachash, they all say Mashiv HoRuach Geshem. Should not be confusion. Why can we just make an announcement? Why can the Chazan just say we are stopping to say Mashiv HoRuach Meir HaGeshem? What's wrong with that? In Akilas Ashkenaz, the Yekes, you can't come up and announce we're going to start saying Meir Hatal because they don't say Meir Hatal. But how come the Gabbai can't get up and say, everyone please stop saying Mashiv HoRuach Geshem? So the Shulchan Aruch, that's not appropriate. We don't say, stop asking for rain publicly. Rain is not a bad thing. We don't want to say, we're not interested in rain of Hashem. As if we don't want rain. Al derech, the halacha is you don't daven for having a lot of roiv tova. A lot of rain, too much rain, you don't daven that the rain should go away. When you have good things which are good, you don't, sometimes it comes extra good. You don't daven that you don't want the extra good. Too much.
In the time of Chonem Me'agel, he asked for rain, and they got too much.
And that was a special story, he didn't want to move out from the circle.
Tell the story, that's a good nice story. Can't remember.
I remember the details. Now, how about Shachris? How come we don't stop already Shachris? Those people who were not in Sholem Ma'ariv, he's brush, mafsikim lahasker, but fil sagris. Sheyim hayl machar laila. B'chol makim. Lashana ba leiskil ba'arvis and imsazem maskers in a masker. Interesting reason. Why did the shliach tzibur pashat? In order that musaf in these places, but they don't say Meir Hatal. In order that musaf everyone should stop saying Meir Hatal. Let the shliach tzibur by Shachris stop saying Meir Hatal. And then my Musaf, everyone will know, by the Quiet Shemanes, we don't say it anymore. So he says, if someone's going to hear the Shliach Tzibah not saying the Chakras, he's going to think, oh, they already stopped saying it last night because he wasn't to shul the night before, so he doesn't know. Because always in Torah, the day goes after the night. So most probably everything starts by the night. And the next year, he's not going to say B'Ma'ariv. And there are going to be some people that are going to say B'Ma'ariv, some people are not going to say, we're going to have confusion. So to keep everything very clear cut, Chazal said to do it this way. Okay, Ad Kan is to when we start saying Mashiv HoRuach Geshem, when we stop saying it, and either substitute it with Meir Hatol like we do, or the Ashkenazim just do no longer say Meir Hatol. Siv Gimel. Betal u'baruches. There's rain, and then there's dew, and there's wind. It says, Metal u'baruches lechivu chacham lahaskir. There is no obligation to mention Shmoneh Esrei dew or wind. Mashiv HoRuach and Meir Hatol. There's no chiv to mention tol and to mention ruach. Loi b'haskara shebirchas hachayim mesim. Not when we're mentioning rain in the bracha of hachayim mesim. V'loi b'she'ela shebirchas hashanim. And not in middle of a she'ela and birchas hashanim. We don't have to mention the saying tal. B'she'ein anetzarim la'olam. Because these things never stop. You don't need to ask. There's always wind and there's always dew. There's never a stop to do. Rain, there's always sometimes a problem. There's a drought. There's not enough rain. But wind is also helpful, needed for the nature, for plants and dew. But you don't need to ask for this. There's no obligation. If someone wants to mention it, you're allowed to mention it, maskir. But it's not a chiyuv. And that is indeed the minig.
Does always do?
Yeah, always do. Always tell. The minig is not a chiyuv, but the custom is that when we start mentioning rain in the bracha Mechaya Mesim, we also mention Mashiv HoRuach. So we say Mashiv HoRuach or Meir HaGeshem. The ikar is the Meir HaGeshem. Someone missed out the words Mashiv HoRuach, it's okay.
Yeah, but
that's a minig to mention. A Gemara, there's no chiyuv to mention ruach.
Yeah, but Mashiv HoRuach, it's mean he brought back the ruach, stopped the ruach, and then the ruach came back. That's Mashiv.
No, Mashiv HoRuach, he blows the wind.
No, Mashiv, it's, I understand that it stopped, and a Kadosh Baruch Hu, Mashiv HoRuach, he brought it back.
משב זה...
זה לא משב, זה משיב. משיב...
מה שהוא אומר זה משב. משב זה שהוא
זז.
כל הזמן הרוע.
Chora. But we have to look in the English. But we look in the Siddur, the translation. Now, ve'ein maskinet ruach b'sheila. So the minig is, we mention ruach by the haskara. We don't mention ruach by sheila when we ask. We don't say ruach. We're saying ruach. We don't say ruach then. During the summertime, spring, summer, we don't mention ruach at all. We don't say ruach at all in the summer. We're not looking for wind during the summer. During the winter, in order to dry off the moisture from the ground, in the wintertime the ground is wet, from the rain and from the snow, so the wind comes and dries it off. So we want more wind. By the way, we say wind never stops, but there is different levels in the wind. There could be bigger, stronger winds, not as strong winds, but there's always wind. But in the summertime, we don't want to mention ruach because we're not looking to have extra ruach. There's always going to be ruach, but we're not looking to have ruach. So it means like this. Really, in the wintertime, there is a necessity to have wind. Wind is important to remove the moisture. But we don't have to, the Chazal never obligated us to ask for it because it always exists. There is always wind. So for us to ask for extra wind, it should be a little bit extra. This didn't obligate us. If someone wants to mention it, he feels he wants to mention to Hashem Ruach, you can mention Ruach. Because you can always have some extra Ruach. But since there's always Ruach, there's never a drought of wind, so therefore there's no chiyuv to mention Ruach. But the minig is you say Mashiv Ruach Amayr HaGeshem. If one did not mention it in the winter time, or on the other hand, the opposite side, he happened to mention Mashiv HaRuach, not Geshem. He mentioned Ruach in the summertime. You don't need to tell. He does not need to repeat the bracha.
Because they have Ruach
It's all a
in the
minig.
summer.
It's all a minig.
No, because Ruach
There's no
in the
chiyuv.
summer.
Yeah, there's also wind in the summer. There's always wind. Just the question is, when do you want to more ask for stronger wind, for more wind? When is more wind more of a necessity? So the minig is during the winter it's a necessity to mention. In the summer not. But what happens if you didn't say it here and you said it there? Either way you go, you don't have to go back. You didn't do anything wrong. Even if you didn't even finish the bracha, you didn't say Beracha Hashem yet. So you could still go back. You don't have to go back. It's okay. Do is something always wanted. There's nothing wrong with do. Do doesn't cause any harm. Some have the minig to mention it during the summertime, like we do. We say Moir Hatol. The Ashkenazim don't say it at all. They don't mention it. But we have a minig to say. Some Mekoimis have the minig. That's the minig Svard, and we follow in the minig Svard to mention it during the summertime. And we ask for it whether in the summertime or whether in the winter time. We don't ask for it actually. Our minig is we don't ask for it. We only ask in the winter, tal. We're saying tal or matter. But in the summertime, we say the same bracha. We don't ask for it. Not like sha'afshi netzel, even though tal is something which is never stopped. We still wanted there should be a bracha in the do. There are times bracha. There's not a bracha in the tal. If we did mention it in the winter time, or one did not mention in the summertime, tal, meaning you said Mashiv Hatal in the winter, you said Mashiv Hatal HoRuach Hatal, you mentioned tal, or you didn't mention in the summertime, or you didn't ask for it, not in the winter, not in the summer. You say the same Mater Lavracha, you skip that tal. You say you did not go back. I feel you see Madayna bracha. If you didn't finish the bracha. The whole concept of tal ruch is not a chiyuv, not an obligation, it's just a minik. Medina Sale, these countries, the minig is noyegim lishal tal mesaksham. The minig is that we only ask for dew during the winter. But loy mesaksham, we just say the same bracha, we don't mention tal. And loy laski, we don't mention it. Loy b'meisacham of loy mesaksham. Again, this is the minig in the Shulchan Aruch, but that's not the minig, our actual minig. Our actual minig is only the Shulchan Aruch is written for Ashkenazim. Ashkenazim say, don't say it in the summer. Someone did ask for rain in the summer. Sha'amar VeSein tal. V'niskin remembered koidim sha'amar matar. Before the word matar, no problem. So before we continue, that you see here, you understand the background. You can understand the halacha better. It's easier to remember the din. In the winter, this din is not as negeya now. It's negeya in the summertime. If someone forgot to say Moir Hatol after the first day Pesach, you start saying Meir Hatol, you don't have to go back. There are some kilos that don't say Meir Hatol. Our minig is we do say Meir Hatol, mention Tal. But there's no chiv to mention Tal. So that's why in the summer, if you forget Meir Hatol, you don't go back.
Easy.
And Mr. Hashem will continue next week.